Hello. Don't forget to pick up your Bible today. So I'm reading out of James chapter 5, and it's teaching me about a long obedience in the same direction. Some of the things that stood out to me are the importance of not grumbling, suffering, and waiting on the Lord's return. So the first thing is grumbling. In verse 9, it says, "Don't grumble about each other, brothers and sisters, or you will be judged." And this is a hard one because if people make certain decisions or they do certain actions, we feel justified in slandering. We feel justified in complaining. But it's important to remember that we are held accountable to the things that we say and the things that we think about others. So remembering to pause and pray. If we can talk about it, that means we can pray about it. And that means we can also spend more time praying than we do complaining about it. So praying that God fix our tongues and fix our hearts so that the things that come out of our mouth are edifying. The next thing is suffering. Verse 11, it says, "We give great honor to those who endure under suffering." For instance, you know about Job, a man of great endurance. You can see how the Lord was kind to him at the end, for the Lord is full of tenderness and mercy. Something that one of my friends told me one day that helped me so much is do the next thing. A lot of times we want a quick answer. We want to know how to resolve an issue immediately, but sometimes we have to learn how to just do the next thing. I don't have an answer for these things, but what I can do is remain faithful. What I can do is endure and do the next thing. The things that I can do something about, I can remain faithful and diligent in those things and do it as unto the Lord. And a verse that reminds me of that is Psalms 84, verse 7, and it says, "They go from strength to strength till each appears before God in Zion." So God just carries us through thing by thing by thing. Each situation He continues to carry us through, and suffering develops us. Suffers matures us so that we can look back and say, "Okay, Lord, you carried me through these things, so I'm going to remain faithful in the things that I'm facing now." The next thing is verse 7, I'm sorry, and that's waiting on the Lord's return. Dear brothers and sisters, be patient as you wait for the Lord's return. Consider the farmers who patiently wait for the rains in the fall and in the spring. They eagerly look for the valuable harvest to ripen. You too must be patient. Take courage, for the coming of the Lord is near. And I love this because it reminds me that the things that we go through are temporary and that it's nothing compared to the glory that awaits us, the honor and the amazing things that awaits us when we're in the presence of the Lord. So taking it with a grain of salt, a lot of times we can begin to spiral. Like if we just focus solely on the situation that we're in, we can spiral ourselves into depression. We can spiral ourselves into anxiety. But when we remember, okay, I know where my help comes from. Lord, you're with me in these circumstances and it's not going to last forever. It helps me to endure. It helps me to be patient and it helps me to grow. So grumbling, suffering, and waiting on the Lord's return, it's a long obedience in the same direction. So the Lord is going to give us strength to endure and give us strength to keep going and running the race. Y'all have a good day. Bye.